That was the moment I knew my marriage was over. Not when he packed his bags, not when I saw the lipstick-stained receipt from a hotel, not even when he signed the divorce papers. No, it was the smirk. I had just lost my company, years of work swallowed overnight by a lawsuit I never saw coming. I sat at the kitchen table, papers scattered, hands trembling, and he leaned back in his chair, sipping whiskey, watching me unravel. "Failure's in your blood," he said, almost amused. I should have known. Those words carved deeper than the betrayal itself. We met in our 20s, broke but ambitious, our future no larger than the shoebox apartment we could barely afford. He held my hand through nights of cheap takeout and big dreams. He used to say we'd conquer the world together. And for a while, we did. My patents, his charisma, our hunger, it was unstoppable. Or so I thought. Looking back, I see it now. The way his eyes lingered on other women, the way his phone always seemed to vibrate face down, the way he stopped asking me about my ideas. But I ignored it. Love is blinding when you refuse to open your eyes. The first undeniable sign came wrapped in perfume I didn't wear, a hotel charge I hadn't made. I held the receipt in my hand, waiting for him to confess. He didn't. He smiled, kissed my forehead, and called me paranoid. I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I memorized. Every late night, every lie, every whispered call he thought I couldn't hear. I gathered it quietly, stacking betrayal on top of betrayal like bricks in a wall. But while he was distracted with her, I was busy elsewhere. I never told him about the patent, the one no one knew I filed under a different entity, buried deep, protected like a secret heartbeat. It wasn't just an invention, it was freedom. When the lawsuit gutted my company, he thought it was my last card. He thought wrong. 2 weeks before he left, I sold that patent for $112 million. The transaction was invisible to him, legally separated, safeguarded, untouchable. The kind of money that silences questions. And I let him walk away with everything else. The house, the cars, the accounts. I signed the papers without hesitation, watched his triumphant grin as if he had won. He thought he broke me. He thought he drained me dry. He thought walking out with someone half my age was the final blow. I let him believe it. For months, I disappeared. No fights, no pleas, no desperate calls, just silence. He flaunted his new life like a victory lap, photos on boats, expensive suits, a younger wife draped on his arm. His lawyer even sent me a message, she should have fought harder. I laughed when I read it, because I knew, the truth always surfaces. Money leaves a trail, and curiosity breeds questions. It happened at a charity gala. I hadn't planned on attending, but the invitation was too perfect. He was there, of course, parading his new trophy, holding court with people who once toasted me. I didn't need to say a word. The whispers had already started. Someone had seen the SEC filings. Someone had connected the dots. A fortune, my fortune, sitting quietly under my name, untouched, growing. I watched the realization creep across his face as he overheard. First confusion, then disbelief, then panic. He found me near the bar, his lawyer trailing behind, both of them pale. You had money," he stammered, his voice cracked like glass. I tilted my glass, let the ice clink. "I had everything you never valued." The lawyer leaned in, voice low, desperate. "That sale, when did you... how?" I smiled, slow, controlled, long before he left. Their silence was the sweetest applause I'd ever received. That night I drove home alone, the city lights slicing through my windshield like shards of broken promises. And for the first time in years, I felt light. Not because of the money, but because the power he thought he stole had never left me. He played for scraps of vanity, for the illusion of youth, for hollow applause. I played for silence, for patience, for the kind of checkmate that doesn't need an audience. People ask if I regret not exposing him sooner. No, regret is for those who lose. I let him take what he thought mattered. I let him believe he had crushed me. And when the truth surfaced, he discovered the reality of his victory. Ashes in his hands, nothing more. He once told me failure was in my blood. He was wrong. I don't bleed failure. I make men choke on it.